Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Wednesday, June 7th, and we've got very summer-like weather coming up here as we go into the weekend and for much of next week. And the big question will be is, will we get some rain to go with that? Things will be getting quite dry, it looks like. The odds of rainfall for Friday have kind of gone down a little bit, but we do expect that there will be at least some scattered showers about the area, maybe a thunder shower, and then continue to be warm conditions. But we will finally start turning wetter, I think, as we get towards the middle of next week. But until then, it's going to be warm and dry, it looks like. Next couple of days, not too bad. Highs in the 70s, but then we get into the 80s by the time we get into Saturday, maybe in the upper 80s to around 90 as we head towards Sunday, and well into the 80s for much of next week as well. If we look at the morning picture here from Lansing, it looks like a nice beginning to the day there with temperature 51 degrees. And if we look at some of the growing degree day numbers so far, and we'll show you something that kind of interesting here pertaining to some of our locations, but you can see we're beginning to pile those up, and we're going to really add to those numbers here over the next 7 days. And you can see here in Breckenridge, and this is really pretty similar to much of the other locations, but we got 21 years worth of data here, and you can see we're slightly in the upper portions of that so far. And again, we're going to continue to be on the high side of the 21-year average as we go again over the next 7 days. You can see soil conditions out there this morning. No rainfall since midnight, but we do have some pretty moist ground with pretty good dew out there this morning. And temperatures at the 8 and 16-inch levels continue to warm a little bit into the 60s. And we're going to really see those temperatures warm up here over the next week or so. Yesterday at 3:30, you can see what a difference northeasterly or easterly component of the wind speeds can do to some of the lakeshore areas. I got an email last night saying, hey, you said it was going to be 70 degrees yesterday, and she admitted that she was new to the area over there in the Thumb area. And again, with people who've lived there for a long time, when you hear sometimes 70-degree forecast, you know if there's an easterly component, you're not going to do that well this time of year. And that was the case yesterday, only in the mid-50s, while much of the area was in the upper 60s to mid-70s. And again, this morning we look at the wind components, and you can see across much of the area northeast type components. And again, we expect that this same area will be a little cooler. The warmest conditions for today are expected to be across the western areas around Clarksville, Newaygo, Breckenridge, Middleton, Lansing. Should be some of the warmer spots, and again, some of the coolest conditions again will be found over near the Thumb. And if we look at another, again, a look at those growing degree days, you'll notice that these locations, Newaygo, Tupperville, Brown City, London, Marlette, and St. Thomas, all closer to the Great Lakes, and that's why some of their growing degree numbers are often quite a bit less than some of these areas here, which more are interior type locations. If we look at the radar this morning, you can see not a whole lot in the Great Lakes. We're dominated by high pressure. And again, most of the activity over the next week is going to be across the southeast states and into the upper Midwest, where places in Minnesota and Wisconsin, the UP, could get quite a bit of rainfall, but not too much rainfall expected across much of lower Michigan into the Ohio Valley. And if we look at the weather map this morning, you can see low pressure well off to our northwest. That'll move by to the northeast of us. And all the main storm centers are going to be across the southeast states. Again, we're going to be high and dry over the next several days, with for the most part this area of depicting some scattered showers. That'll be for very late tomorrow night, and if we get into the day on Friday, again, as the front tries to sag south, it won't make it much farther than this, and we'll see that low pressure push us back to the north as the warm front, and the real warm air comes in for Sunday as we get into the low 80s. And again, I think for Sunday we'll be around 85 to 89 degrees, maybe a slight chance somebody could hit 90. But again, any odds of the precipitation on Friday look to be about in that 30 or 40% chance rain. So not everybody will pick up on the rainfall, but let's hope we do, because we don't see much in the way of rainfall until at least the middle of next week, when a front may come into the area at that time, but that's a long ways off. Over the next 7 days, you can see much of lower Michigan only expected to be around a couple of tenths of an inch or less. And all the heavier rains will be well off into the northwestern Great Lakes, and again, quite dry across much of the Ohio Valley as well. And if we look at the U.S. Drought Monitor, this is from last week. The new one comes out tomorrow and will be posted on Friday, and we'll do a comparison. And I think we may see a little bit of dryness in this area. The one area that's going to really improve a lot is going to be Florida, as we'll continue to see quite a bit of rainfall here over the next 10 days. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day, and 73s to all.